Long, quiet walks. So this is something I kind of touched on previously, but it came to me in like a different form a few years ago and stuff. So I think more people need to spend time going on long, non sort of prescriptive, non like destination based walks. And I'll tell you why for a few reasons. So I started running about 3 years ago, and I've always been quite active and sporty in my life and stuff, but at this sort of time in my life about 3 years ago, I was not very active at all. I was bent out of shape, all sorts of problems. And I got into running, long distance running. So I trained up to do a marathon. And you spend enough time out and about training on your feet, going on long runs, shorter ones, medium ones, all sorts of things and stuff. Now, what I got from the running not only was like getting my health back and losing a lot of weight and stuff, but spending that amount of time by myself outdoors. And for a lot of the time, I didn't have any headphones for like running with, or like had headphones that were suitable and stuff. So I spent a lot of time just running to my surroundings. Nothing to amuse me, nothing to pay attention to. And the biggest thing that I found was the benefit of running, and I'll come back to long walks in a minute, over this time was not just the fitness and the body health aspects, but the mind, how much it kind of healed my mind, the peace and the tranquility and we get wrapped up in our day-to-days at the minute with technology and forever sort of like, progressing forward and consuming and into, getting entertainment and education and all sorts of things that if you don't have an amount of time in the day to sit and let your brain process all of that, it kind of just like builds up and up and up and nothing really kind of happens with it. So long, quiet walks actually became a thing after the running, really, and stuff, where, on some weeknights and stuff, not going for running, or say like between training arcs, I'd do some like long walks instead. And with both the running and the long walks, but long walks are much more accessible to everybody around. Everybody can get out for a walk. I mean, it's starting to like rain now. You still get out for a walk, just get a nice coat and stuff. And it's actually quite tranquil, if it's not absolutely, throwing it down, to spend that time alone mentally and letting your thoughts exist. Letting your mind actually kind of go through all the processes that it kind of like needs to when nothing else is like going in. Have those little conversations with yourself. What I find is at first the general like worries and the events of the day, the things that pick up first from during like a long run or a long silent walk. But after that, after about half an hour, 45 minutes, mind starts to kind of get a bit quiet and empty, which is quite nice for a little bit. Then I find after about an hour or so, once all the kind of immediate things are gone, the next thing that happens is all the deeper things that are worrying you, the conversations, thoughts and stuff really start to come out. And that's when you start to get into the really big value of it. When you've had a couple of hours or an hour at least, to settle and walk, then things start bubbling up to the surface. And I can't think of any other habit I've started trying to get in daily. There are days where I miss it and stuff, but most of the time I'm out at least getting some solitude through a walk or a run, at least once a day. And obviously like the mileage on feet is great for you as well, but I'd highly recommend people take those long quiet walks. Get your steps in, they all add up. It's great, great exercise. Get that time to yourself to really be able to let your mind reset and figure out what's kind of going on. Because I think we get swept up with like news and online and events and stuff that we, forget, what do we actually, want and really crave or need. And to also kind of realize that, the digital world stuff is a bit like this and stuff. It's a little bit of like fake, isn't it? it's not a real representation of reality a lot of the time. So long, quiet walks. I can't remember who said it, but it was a famous philosopher, I'm pretty sure, says, the greatest medicine for the mind is walking. And to be honest, I couldn't agree more. I'm smiling because the horses in the background are jumping and playing away while they're all looking over at me thinking like, what are you doing? But anyway, let them be to it. They're having a good time. It's raining, they'll have a splash around or something. But anyway, long, quiet walks. I really highly recommend it. I can't think of anything better I've added to my daily schedule than that. Spend some time with yourself and your own thoughts. Give yourself that remedy and see what happens. Thanks for watching.